So, I had a kind of ridiculous milestone today. I got kicked out of my very first mom's group on Facebook. And I'm not generally usually like a rule breaker, but yeah, it finally happened. Basically, this was like a huge mom's group that I've been in for a while, and today someone posted, and it was actually a group admin. Now, I should have noticed. I should have seen the little star next to the person's name and realized that they were an admin and just like stayed away. No good can come of tangling with an admin. But the post was making fun of library programs for like where kids read to service dogs, and the person and the wording of the library advertisement was a little bit silly. It was like for kids grades K through 5 to come read to non-judgmental therapy dogs. And so the admin was posting, making fun of, was like, only in my town, this is so ridiculous, basically, was the initial post. And a lot of people agreed. Like the first many posts were people agreeing that it was ridiculous. And then people started posting and saying like, you know, those programs are actually pretty good. Like that helped my kid. Like my kid was afraid to learn to read or was afraid to read out loud, and reading to a dog really can help a kid who is nervous about reading. And then, oh my gosh, then there were people who were commenting like, this is just another way that they're trying to replace people. This is just another way that they're trying to replace humans with animals. I kid you not, it went off in that direction. They're trying to replace children with dogs. And I was reading through all this and I didn't feel the need to comment. Like, I see a great deal on Facebook that I agree with and I just keep scrolling. I see a great deal on the internet that I agree with and I don't feel the need to comment. I can keep scrolling all day long. And it keeps me out of trouble. It keeps me out of that whole, like, someone's wrong on the internet, I need to respond and argue with them. I feel like I've gotten better at that over the years. But then I saw people commenting and questioning whether or not this deserved funding. And I commented, I got sucked in. And I commented and was like, first of all, I believe these programs are usually volunteers. I mean, I don't think that they're usually paying people. I think they're usually like people with therapy dogs that volunteer to come in and have kids read to their dogs. I don't think that they're paying these people big bucks. I don't think the therapy dog business is like where you're making a ton of money. Yeah. I mean, I know that service dogs, I know it costs a lot of money. I know you pay a lot of money to get a service dog and that people raise money for that. But yeah, I don't think that the people that are bringing the dogs to the library are probably pulling in the big bucks for doing that. Anyways, actually, I had a really neat conversation with some of the ladies there, because it turned out that the reason that they were concerned was because they had kids with disabilities and were having a hard time getting their kids the therapies that they needed, and were worried that, like, they thought it was a school program and were worried that a program like this could take money away from the programs that their kids needed. Anyways, that led to a really neat conversation. But then the admin stepped back in. Walk away, Cammie. Walk away. I didn't, obviously, as the opener of this post indicated. She came back in and started talking about how people not being able to take a joke and find humor in things, specifically special needs moms, are what's wrong with moms groups today. And that these special needs moms feeling that their kids are the exception that should make up the rule are really what is the majority wrong with moms groups on the internet. Really? That's so interesting, Kelly. Which also happens to be one of my very best friend's names. Anyways, I responded that I felt like compassion really was what was lacking in moms groups on the internet. Really, just compassion all around for other people. And here was her response, which was the winner. I'll read it to you word for word. I think it lacks compassion to express how you are hurt or offended by things that are meant as jokes or people think are funny. You are putting your own need for sensitivity above the needs of others to laugh or find things ridiculous. Like programs for special needs children, obviously. Anyways, then she asked me to PM her to confirm that I'd read the rules. And like warning bells and flags were going off in my head like trap, trap, trap. I pretty much knew that I was done for at that point. Oh no, first she asked me, she said that I was welcome to leave the group. And I said, no, I was fine. I was fine, I'd stay. And then she said that I could PM her to confirm that I'd read the rules. And I PM'd her and I said that I had in fact read the rules when I joined the group. And that I hoped that in the future she could find it in her heart to show a tiny bit more compassion for other people. And then she said a few more things and like kind of baited me a little bit more. And took some shots at my reading comprehension. And she really feels fine, by the way. It was like at 12th grade level in 2nd grade. And oh, and in the main group, she'd made a comment about how I wasn't very active in the group, and I said, yeah, I usually scroll on by the posts for that group because threads do tend to get kind of ugly, and that I was going to scroll on by this group. But then she had made that comment, taking that shot about special needs moms, and that it literally made me feel sick to my stomach, and I did. Probably also because of my gallbladder, or whatever it is. Which, side note, gallbladder scan was normal, so I'm going to the hospital tonight for whatever the bad scan is that I really don't want to go to. Which is another reason that this was not like a good day for this to happen, because I'm just not in a good place to be reading about this right now. Anyways, I should have probably just stepped away, but I didn't. Anyways, so that I felt sick to my stomach when I read her comment, taking shots at special needs moms for like the 8th time. And apparently that, she wrote back, was a violation of rules, and I'd been removed from the group and blocked. And I'm sure there was like a fun comment about what a lovely person I am. Yeah, I couldn't respond. I have the screenshots though. It was really, really, really tempting to like plaster those with like all of her comments about special needs people and moms all over the internet, and it's taking everything I have not to, you guys. Like massive self-control. Because right now I really after being in, hardly able to eat like for the last week and in pain all the time, that junior high drama is feeling very appealing right now. Which, I mean, maybe this vlog is just junior high drama, but it also kind of, I guess the reason that I'm posting it and the reason that I'm talking about it is because before Maggie was diagnosed, I was really oblivious to it. And even at the beginning of her diagnosis, I was pretty oblivious to it. But now that she's in school, and with the election last year and all the talks about who was going to be appointed to what office, I really started paying a lot more attention to what was going on. And when I started paying more attention to it, I started talking about and started posting about like my concerns about where people stood on ideas, the legislation ideas. And that was when I began to get comments both on my Facebook and on my blog about how people felt about educating kids with disabilities. And that was when I first really started to get comments about people who didn't really think it was worth it to educate certain kids that I have, like, at all. Like, why would you? It's just a waste to educate kids with special needs. I mean, that was the attitude that I first began to run into there. So the attitude of people thinking that the service dogs are ridiculous, and a not small contingent of people agreeing with that and feeling like it's a waste of money. I mean, I understood where those other moms were coming from that had kids with special needs that thought the money could better be allocated elsewhere. I understand those moms. But the people that just felt like it was ridiculous, and that doesn't surprise me, because there are absolutely people out there. There were people who commented. There were quite a few people who commented that didn't think that public schools really should exist anymore, that public schools needed to be completely gone, that if you couldn't pay for your kid to go to a private school, then schools just probably should be in their future. And I started getting those comments a little bit before the election last year, and I promptly started deleting those comments. This is all on my blog because this is before I was vlogging. But more specifically, and getting messages about it and hearing it on Facebook. And I mean, I know there are like the contingent of people on the internet that are crazy. And I didn't necessarily get that this was from that. And that really, really does bother me. It does. And because as a parent of a kid with a disability, you're trying your best to get them, to give them their best shot, to get them the resources that they need to do the best that they can do. And I mean, I know talking about this right now probably opens me up to more of those types of comments. And well, I guess I'm not going to stop talking. I haven't yet. It's ridiculous to me. It's ridiculous to me, the people who don't think that we need public schools. And it's ridiculous to me, people who don't think that my daughter deserves to go to a public school because they feel like it's a waste of money. And it's ridiculous to me, the people who think that it's funny to joke about these things. Like, I mean, I guess they're just so #blessed that they've never had to think about it, really think about it, or have that sort of a struggle. And I mean, good for you. Good for you, Kelly. I mean, I kind of feel bad for him too, because going through these things really opens your eyes, and there's a lack of empathy, and there is a real lack of compassion. I mean, if all you can think about is where you're going to get your next laugh from, and you don't care that you're actually hurting other people, and there's multiple people telling you that this is hurting them, I don't know, that not necessarily even hurting them, that just like, this isn't funny. And it's not necessarily even like that you're joking about it, because I didn't care that they were joking about it. Like, yeah, okay, the wording was kind of awkward, whatever. It was when they started talking about like, this shouldn't exist, that was when I was like, okay, I'll step up, I'll talk about this. This shouldn't exist. I have a kid that had a really hard time reading, and she was really self-conscious about reading, and it was really, really a struggle for her. And it's not my kid that's in therapy all the time. And if I hadn't, one of our libraries did have this program, and I really, really wanted to take her to it, and we didn't get to. And the reason we didn't get to was because Paul was at work all the time, and I was taking Maggie to her 300 plus therapy appointments a year and our 80 doctor's appointments a year. And that is the only reason that we didn't get to go to the dog reading program that she probably could have benefited from. And I wish I could have taken her. And now she's an awesome reader, and she reads chapter books, and so it worked out. But it definitely is a sensitive topic for me. I mean, not sensitive in that, I mean, I'm not going to be upset about it later on, but it definitely is something that I can read about and sit down and talk about for 20 minutes or however long. And I get it, because I think not that long ago, I mean like a decade ago, I probably would have thought all of this was silly too. Just because I was like in my own little bubble, and I had this picture of life in my head and what it was going to be like. And this wasn't really it. It was like this perfect little staircase family we were going to have a big family, and the kids were going to like listen because they were going to be neurotypical, and I was going to be a homeschooling mom, and they were going to be learning Latin, and it was going to be perfect. And it isn't perfect, but it's great, it's wonderful, and it's better. Harder, but better. I think a little kindness and a little compassion goes like a really long way. And just like, don't make fun of people. Whether it's disabilities or race or anything. I mean, don't make fun of people. It's not hard. It's not that hard to be kind. You don't have to put other people down to make yourself feel better. Like, if that's the kind of humor that you have to make other people feel worse about themselves to make yourself feel better, then there's something wrong. Like, that's something that you need to work on. And you have a problem. So, okay. Tomorrow, I'm going to be teaching you about my awesome new yogurt jello recipe, which is like the best thing ever and is way more upbeat than this, and the boys helped me make it. This was totally not at all what was planned for today. I'm sorry. And hopefully I'll have an update because, oh my gosh, my gallbladder. It hurts. I want it gone. I think it's my gallbladder. It's where my gallbladder is. I don't know what it is. I hope it's not my liver. It just hurts. Someone needs to poo. Do you hear that? Someone needs to poo right now. So I guess that's the end of this. I hope it made sense. I'm sorry. Someone needs to poo. I need to go. I'll be back tomorrow. I hope you subscribe. I hope you like this video. Have a good night.